When Jack asked if I would come and talk to you, I accepted the offer with alacrity. This is, to me, a critical election in the life of our city. I still remember when we came here when we were 7. Mother, where'd Mom go?
I'm hiding.
You Magnum.
I'm not coming out.
You're having a fight with Rosemary. And the reason we came here were because of the good schools. We felt secure here and the quality of life throughout. At all those points in time, we did not quite understand until later on the role that someone like Jack Kirksey played in that, a person who dedicated his life to the school system of Livonia. A person who, in his public service later on, had dedicated himself to keeping Livonia one of the safest cities for families to live in. And as he was mayor, we faced some difficult times economically, and we got through them without losing what made Livonia wonderful to all of us. Now Livonia, like Michigan itself, faces a crossroads. And there are those who say change for the sake of change is what we need. I fundamentally disagree. I think that what we need to do is to conserve what is best in Livonia. The tradition of family and voluntary association through community that has made us great. And that has weathered many a storm in the past and will weather many a storm in the future. But as the ship of state is steered, you need an experienced hand behind it. Now, I look old now after what Washington's done to me. But I have served in local government, as you know, as a county commissioner. I've served in state government as a state senator. And it's been almost 20 years now. And you meet a lot of people in there. You meet great people like Laura Toy. You meet great volunteers like the Percheckis, even Coghlan. And when you meet someone that you know has done so much for the community, you learn from them. And I've learned a lot from Jack Kirksey. One was integrity. I think we all agree that Jack Kirksey is a man of integrity. And we also know that he's a man of vision and principle. We need that now more than ever. We have just recently seen what bad decisions at the state level will do to us. Jack Kirksey, and remember, we were promised change for the sake of change by the very people who did what? Just raised your personal income taxes, raised taxes on services, and are now talking about an even greater sales tax for you. Is that the kind of change you want in Livonia?
No.
No, what we want is someone who's done the job, knows what they're going to be able to do for us, and will promise to do it, and will effectively serve us. Now, the one problem, I don't believe that this election will be any problem except for one thing. A lot of people from outside Livonia really, really want to see somebody else elected mayor. My first advice to them, as a resident of Livonia for my entire adult life, 35 years now, is we'll take care of Livonia. Let us make our decision amongst ourselves, and we will abide whoever the sovereign people think should be mayor. But for those of you who want to come into Livonia from outside, you should spend more time working in your community. Because given what we're seeing in Lansing, it's going to be difficult for all communities, and their time is better spent making sure that their place where they live is as good as the Livonia we've known, and as good as Livonia is going to be when Jack Kirksey's mayor. Now, this is going to be a very difficult election, as you know. You're not paid volunteers. You're not coming from outside. You're here to defend that which you love, which is your community. And I think you'll do it. Because I think that a man like Jack Kirksey not only brings out the best in us, he will bring out the best in Livonia. And he will ensure that when people ask me, and they do it all the time, have you moved your family to Washington? And I say, I will never move my family to Washington. Because I love Livonia. And I am convinced that under the right leadership, like my mother and father did for me and my brother, my wife and I will do for George, Timothy, and Amelia. They will grow up in a fine community, and maybe one day they too will settle here. And then I think we will have all done our job as citizens of Livonia. So today and for the rest of this election, make sure that we work very hard. This is not an ordinary election, and the election of Jack Kirksey, I know, will be the best thing that could happen to my wife and I and our children so that we can stay in Livonia and stay with you fine people, and we can keep our community together. Let's thank Jack for running and taking on this task.